In Health Watch tonight, questions about food insecurity for children following recent cuts on both the federal and the state level. Joining us now with more on how these cuts are impacting Tennessee families is Katie Groudon with Save the Children. Katie, I appreciate you joining us. If you will, give our viewers a thumbnail sketch of how many people we're talking about and how a reduction in SNAP or food stamp benefits will impact our families.
Certainly. So right now in the state of Tennessee, there are just over 700,000 people who receive SNAP benefits, or about 9.8% of Tennessee's population. The immediate cuts, we're looking at about 70,000 people whose benefits would be affected by the current cuts. And as those cuts roll out over the next few years, we're looking at almost half of those people, or about 300,000 people, whose benefits will change because of this spending cut.
You bet. Now, I know that the federal cuts are also having a negative impact on food pantries in Middle Tennessee. The big one is Second Harvest Food Bank. So it sounds like this is sort of a double-edged sword. Families not getting the SNAP benefits like they were, and if they turn to the food pantry, there's not as much help there as there has been.
That's true. The number of dollars that are going into food pantries has been reduced. Additionally, we all know that everything is a little bit more expensive at the grocery store these days. So we're looking at a huge impact on the food banks. And people are reaching out more as they're losing benefits, or as their dollar doesn't go as far at the grocery store. We're finding more need. That's also compounded during the summer here in Tennessee by the loss of the summer EBT program. So really just a scary situation for a lot of families.
You bet it is. I assume that Save the Children and others are lobbying Congress to reconsider these cuts. Is there any indication that you've got members of Congress or the Trump White House listening to these requests?
There are a lot of legislators who are hearing our voices, who are really concerned about the impact, particularly when we talk about the impact on children. One of the tricky conversations in that is that we do want to make sure that we're being fiscally responsible, and there are concerns that have been voiced around waste, fraud, and abuse. But a lot of those commentaries aren't necessarily very accurate. We know that SNAP is run very effectively. We know that that money goes into the hands of families. And we know that immediately when that money goes into the hands of families, it goes right back into the local economy, because those families are spending money at their local grocery store, supporting the economy, supporting local jobs, paying tax dollars. So it really is a good program. I think we just need to make sure that we are really clear with the messaging that SNAP is not a wasteful solution to child hunger.
Well, it's obviously a huge issue, impacts a lot of our families, and we will continue to monitor. Katie Groudon with Save the Children, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.